Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how we differentiate between drugs, illicit drugs, deviant drugs, drug misuse, drug abuse, addiction, and dependence. Drug is defined as any substance, natural or artificial, other than food, that by its chemical nature alter the structure or functions in a living organism. So if we see, take a look on them, we are going to focus on the drug. It could be possible as natural origin or it could be artificial. The most common example that has been used in every home is the use of turmeric. If you see on the next slide, I already mentioned the picture here. So this is commonly known as turmeric that has been used in every home, especially in the subcontinent, in different dishes. And if you belong to subcontinent, or if maybe there are some students that belong to Pakistan, India or Bangladesh, this has been used in every home, not only in cooking but also using in healing the wound as well. For example, in one of the disease that is very common is athlete foot. Then the drug that could be artificial in nature. And technically, I know you are not a pharmacist, but in simple terms, it could be synthetic in nature. What is meant by artificial? Artificial means the drug that has been created by synthetic or semi-synthetic creators. Synthetic or semi-synthetic creators. The most common example, if you ask me, is paracetamol, which has been used in the treatment of fever. Now, next question is, if you see the definition, we're talking about a natural or artificial, other than food, that by its chemical nature alter the structure or function of the living organism. So, what we talk about chemical nature, you have to understand that the drugs, like we're talking about paracetamol, they are actually made up of some chemical unit. And when we talk about chemical unit, it means they made from different elements. If you know about different elements in the earth, like carbon, then nitrogen, oxygen, that are joined together by covalent bond. But this is all chemistry. We are not going to go in that detail. So actually, you have to understand in simple term that a drug, which could be natural or artificial, they have some roots. We talk about in terms of its chemical nature that affect the structure or function of the living organisms. Like for example, when we talk about here, this is example of paracetamol that is available in different form. I think every child have taken Calpol syrup, which is very Calpol for treating the fever, and then Panadol at their home. If you go to your first aid box, you will find paracetamol very easily. So when we talk about how it's alter the functions and structure, that's the question. So we must know, as a human being, there are several different organs in the body, like liver, then you can see our lungs, then this is our stomach, then we have intestines, then this is our eye, this is our heart. So you see, there are several different structures that is present in our human being, and the drugs actually they alter the structure and functions in the body. For example, I just give you a simple example like paracetamol. If you take high dose of paracetamol, then your eyes become yellow. Why? Because if you take paracetamol in high dose or in simple terms high quantity, then it can affect your liver. And if it affects your liver, then the liver will not function properly, and then the effect can be shown in your eyes, like your eyes become yellowish. I'm not going to tell you about in detail the medical terms because you are not familiar with them. But in simple terms, if you take a drug at high dose, it affects your liver. So it means that even if, for example, if you are at high fever, you take paracetamol, your fever become reduced. How this happens? Because obviously it helps to reduce the body temperature. It helps to reduce by improving the thermoregulators, which I'm not going to discuss. So that's how it affects our body. Then my next question is, what is the relationship of your behavior in the body? Which is very important. You have to understand when we talk about uh, the drug effect, the drugs produces the effect in the body. For example, why you react something so unusual? Is there any relationship between the behavior and the body? Behavior and the body? Like, for example, you become so much excited, joy, kick out, thrill, excitement. We call it as technically as adrenaline rush. Why? Because you have to understand that our body consists of different hormones. And among them hormone, adrenaline is another hormone that make you very excited and feeling of joy. And these hormones is actually responsible for certain behavior or certain action that you perform. So your behavior is also linked to the hormones, and there is a role of drug to increase or decrease your hormone level. So when we talk about behaviors, it can be affected by different hormones, and it could this behavior and hormones could be altered by the drugs. Now next is what is meant by illicit drugs. If we see this terminology and we take a look on this term, it can be separated into ill and licit. Licit means legitimate or in simple terms legal, whereas ill stand for non, not or non. So it means the drug that is unlawful to possess or use, like heroin, cocaine, and psilocybin. So when we talk about illicit drugs, we term in terms of their legal perspective. So you can memorize them by, you can see, licit mean legitimate and ill mean non-legitimate or unlawful. You can understand this thing. Next we have deviant drugs. The deviant drugs, it is defined as the deviant drug use is a drug that is not common within the social group and that is disapproved by majority. So you have to understand this first section, then we will discuss the second part. So in the first part, we're talking about the drugs that is not approved by the social groups. For example, a very simple example of cigarette, alcohol, or any hard drug. What is meant by hard drugs means cocaine, marijuana, psilocybin. So they are not approved in the common society. So they are all known as the deviant drugs. So they mentioned in the second half, this is the first half actually, and the second half will talk about causing members of the group to take corrective action when it happens. Like for example, what are the corrective action? If in one society, some people are cigarette, smoking a lot, so what the society will do? That society is autocorrect our their peoples. How? Because then they they advertise that smoking is not good for them. So that people will stop using cigarette. So you have to understand this. There are two sections of the deviant drug. The first section that the drugs, which type of drugs are drugs that is not approved by the social society. And it depends from society to society. Like for example, drinking alcohol in some cultures is normal. Whereas in some cultures, like Muslim cultures, drinking alcohol is not normal. But the question is there, why a society leads to take a deviant drug? This is the question that why a society take the deviant drugs. The answer is in our my next slide is because of the deviant behavior. Is because of the deviant behaviors, and it is defined as the actions or behavior that violates social norms. And I give you an example like rape, prostitution, sexual harassment, pornography, child abuse, piracy, illegal gambling, smoking, alcoholism, murder. So they all are known as the against the social norms, and they are known as deviant behaviors. And if a society is having these kind of behaviors, then it leads to take a dead influence. So you have to understand that there is a relationship between the drug use and deviant behavior. As drug misuse generally refer to the use of prescribed drugs in greater amount than or for purpose other than those prescribed by a physician or dentist. A simple example has been given: the misuse of cough syrup, which has been commonly found in Nigeria. So they have been using cough syrup just for drinking because they are dependent or addicted to that. And for that, I will show you one report from BBC, which is showing you as an evidence that how drinking becomes so abusive to some people in Nigeria. If you see the title, How cough syrup in Nigeria is created a generation of addicts, and it's from authentic source from BBC. And you see the article date; it has been published in 30th April in 2018, which is showing a recent article. And if you take a look in detail, you found that people in Nigeria they're using cough syrup just as an addiction. Why? The question is that why the people of Nigeria are taking this. You can read this report in detail and watch the videos. And there are so many videos online. If you see, I'm not going to show you the videos. Yeah, if I'm teaching you in the class, maybe then I will show you some videos. But unfortunately, because I'm teaching online, you can watch these videos at your home. But the question is that why people taking uh, this cough syrup? The answer is actually very simple. Cough syrup consists of alcohol. Let me draw. So cough syrup actually consists of alcohol, and alcohol have addictive properties. So sometimes, because obviously they are not going to buy the alcohol, they're using cough syrup as an alternative. Secondly, the cough syrup, if you drink cough syrup, you feel dizziness and drowsiness because the effect of the alcohol. So sometimes because they're drinking alcohol, they're not aware of that alcohol is inside. They just drink it and they just feel like a drinker or drunkard. So then they take more and more alcohol, or because they take in more and more cough syrup, and with the passage of time, they get dependent and addicted to their cough syrup. So you have to understand there are two aspects. One is it may be they are aware of the alcohol content in the cough syrup and then they are taking it. Or in other case, they like cough syrup to drink it because the cough syrup have addictive properties, and that leads continuous use of that product or that cough syrup leads increase the intake of that alcohol. So that is very important. Abuse consists of the use of the substance in a manner, amount, or situation such that the drug use can cause a problem or get an increase of chances of problem. So if you see this definition, it consists of three parts. One is how you take, the manner, then the amount, the quantity, if you take at high amount, or the situation, maybe you're depressed or anxiety you have and you're taking a drug. These all three factors could lead to abuse. But the question is that when we talk in the previous slide about the drug misuse, we're also talking about the same thing, greater in amount. Then we're talking in this slide as well, the same content like the amount. So, but then what is the difference between both of them? According to the FDA, which is known as Food and Drug Administration, the key difference between drug abuse and drug misuse is the individual intention. I'm writing individual intention when taking the drug. So actually, if you see the difference between both of them, and there's the main difference is the intention of taking the drug. Because if you see the difference, there's a difference between sign of drug misuse and sign of drug abuse. There is a difference between both terminologies. When we talk about the sign of drug misuse, there are following reasons. Number one, taking a dose at wrong time. Or forgetting the dose. Or using without prescription. Whereas when we talk about the sign of drug abuse, they are different. Number one, using a drug to get high. Using without prescription. Or exceeding the recommended dose. Or exceeding the recommended dose. So they are the sign. The sign of drug abuses and drug misuse is different. Then we need to understand drug addiction. It is defined as the fact or condition of being addicted to the particular substance or activity, or it is also defined as people have struggled to control or reduce. People have struggled to control their use and have suffered serious negative consequences. Then the question is that how can we differentiate between drug dependence and drug addiction? So first of all, you need to understand that the addiction could be different kinds. For example, if you take a look of this picture, there is no drug here. But if what you feel in this picture, you found everybody have the devices. So if you see them, they are addicted, but the addiction is known as mobile addiction. Or internet addiction. Or if somebody is playing games, mobile games, so we can take online game addiction. These are all type of addictions. If we see in all contexts, they are known as, we call it as behavior addiction. The broad term is known as behavior addiction. Whereas the addiction, if it is caused by any substance, it is also known as substance addiction. Like in case of a drug addiction, using drugs, or any substance that can cause addiction like glue. If you're familiar where there are many people that are using glue for their addiction. So you have to understand that addiction is quite broad step and broad process when we talk about. If you see my next picture, this is an example of OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, and the dog having the behavior addiction of bringing the ball back again and again. So this is an also example of the addiction, but the behavior addiction. But when we compare the drug dependence with addiction, this is a very important question. The drug dependence is defined as or refer to the state in which the individual uses the drug so frequently and consistently that it appears that it would be difficult for the person to get along with without using the drug. So actually, the drug dependence is more likely to be a physical phenomenon. If you see the definition again, that a person taking a thing so frequently that it cannot be lived without it is also a dependence, but it is a physical phenomenon. Whereas addiction is not only physical but also psychological and then social addiction as well. So the drug dependence is only a physical phenomena where a psychological or social aspect has not been discussed, whereas addiction will be physical, psychological, and social. And many scientists have defined addiction in different contexts, but in broader sense, this is the main difference between drug addiction and drug dependence. We will discuss these all topics later on in our next lectures. So thank you so much for today's lecture, and we will discuss more in detail in the upcoming topic.